What's going on? What's going on, guys? We are live. So I'm gonna talk with y'all real quick about better than Bitcoin, and I have proof for you that I have access to something that I believe is better than Bitcoin and better than gold, and I'm gonna prove that to you guys right now. Okay, so those of you who already know, essentially I actually made a big investment into cryptocurrency called Ndau, and I'll make sure to include that here below. Actually, I'll write it in for you guys right now. And guys, right now you can purchase Ndau. Well, basically, it's a cryptocurrency. There's over 10,000 cryptocurrencies right now available, 10,000 plus cryptocurrencies that you can purchase, right? Bitcoin is the most famous, the most well-known, where it all started back around 10 years ago. Right now, you can make a purchase in all of these different cryptocurrencies, but it's so difficult. How do you tell which one? Should you buy Dogecoin? Should you buy Ethereum? Should you buy Safe Moon to the moon, right? Like Shiba Inu or Kisha Inu or any of these other like cryptocurrencies that people are talking about, right? In fact, make sure to comment below what is your favorite cryptocurrency below, because my favorite is it's kind of a tough pick to pick like the top spot, but my favorite, guys, that's just continuously proving itself over and over and over again, I'm gonna show you the proof right now, is Ndau. And here is just a little premise or overview of what Ndau is. Ndau is known as the world's first adaptive cryptocurrency. Its entire purpose is to be used as a store of value. Now, store of value, that word might sound familiar to you if you've ever looked into cryptocurrencies. Why? Because most people are looking for somewhere they could place their money where it can be saved, where it can be held as a store of value. If you're gonna put your money somewhere, then the idea is that hopefully over time, that money that you have is going to continue to increase, right? Because otherwise, why would you put that money in there in the first place? So when you look at Ndau, it's attempting to solve some of the problems that Bitcoin tried to do that it may have not been able to solve. Bitcoin does have its vulnerabilities, guys, and newsflash, I do own some Bitcoin myself, so I feel like I can speak very clearly and objectively about it, because at the end of the day, there are a lot of big time believers and holders in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and many different assets. But the difference here with the way I kind of treat an investment is pretty simple. I don't look at it from having a sort of religious belief to it. I look at it from a financial standpoint, right? Does it make sense over time? The moment that it doesn't make any more financial sense to me, then I have to start reconsidering the ownership of that asset. That's just how it is, right? So for me, I've been looking I've been involved in cryptocurrency since 2017. You guys have been seeing my lives all throughout these years. And I've held Bitcoin and Ethereum since then. As you guys have seen where the price has gone, I've been pretty happy with the results. However, here are the vulnerabilities of Bitcoin for those of you who do have or own it right now. Number one, Bitcoin is there's high volatility, right? The price goes up, right? As you saw in the last month, you saw the price of Bitcoin went all the way up to $60,000, and then it dropped down to $30,000. If you were holding Bitcoin at that time, you were probably sweating, and you're probably still sweating right now, hoping that it goes back up and not sure whether it's gonna go down even further. That's another vulnerability that it has. That's number one. And that same volatility is another reason why it also isn't so reliable as a store of value, because if the price of it can change so much, then there's no confidence in what the value of it will be tomorrow. Who knows if it drops 10% tomorrow? We see days where it can go up or down up to 30-40%. So how do you have confidence in something like that as a store of value? So that's really the main essence of what Ndau tries to resolve. Ndau basically has a system, and it is nobody owns it. It's not like a regulated asset like other cryptocurrencies may have been. Some of them are. This one in particular is totally open source. In fact, the owner, he created one of the first open source internet platforms called Lycos. His name is Rob Frasca. Definitely take a look. They basically were one of the big top competing internet search providers against Yahoo when Yahoo was around back in the day as an internet search browser. So today, when you look at Ndau, it basically serves as an open source platform. It disincentivizes its owners from selling it. And why is that a good thing? Well, let's look at other stores of value. Let's look at gold, for example. Gold is known as one of the most famous stores of value. Why? It's been around for thousands and thousands of years, since the earth was created practically. And there's only a certain amount of it available. And the more and more people mine it, the less of it becomes available. Now, in this essence, Ndau tends to replicate that sense of scarcity because it disincentivizes people from letting go of that asset. Usually the reason Bitcoin has dropped so much is because people have sold that asset, right? Big institutions, they made a sell, they shorted the Bitcoin, and when they shorted it or they sold that Bitcoin, what eventually happened was it became less valuable by dollar amount. Now Ndau tends to retain it because it prevents people from actually doing that by creating some sort of fee system that basically discourages people from selling it in the first place. So if less people are selling, more people are holding, and more people are buying, what happens? Then the capitalization grows up, and as the capitalization goes up, just like you saw with Bitcoin, then so does the value of the asset, and as the value of the asset goes up, then so does the price, and as the price goes up, then the more money goes in your pocket, guys. That's the whole idea of this, and that's exactly what Ndau is so strong at. Now, here's the one thing that makes why you would want to get Ndau with me different from why you would want to get it from the market. You can buy Ndau right now. I'm looking at the price right here, $33. $33.72. It's already gone up just today. So when I first purchased Ndau only in March, it was currently at $15. And I did warn people, hey, price is gonna go up, price is gonna go up. The price had continued to go up, and it continued to go up. Now the current price of it is $33, and this was only since March, guys. Imagine that. What Ndau has decided to do is create a relationship with us where members who are part of iGenius, they can still buy this asset right now at $33 at a discount. You can purchase Ndau at only $28 right now. Guys, at $28 you can purchase, $28 and some cents, you can purchase Ndau. So I look at this as a real estate property, right? If you were to buy something, would you rather spend $33 on it or spend $28 on it? That's a no-brainer, guys. Everyone would say, hey, I'd always rather spend less money on something that I find value in, right? So basically this is on discount, this is on a sale. That's how investors work. That's why big time investors, they usually, when the price of something goes down, that's when they usually buy, because it comes available as a discount. And that's what you find here through the relationship with iGenius. So you can always buy it on the market for $33, or you can buy it, if you're a member with us at iGenius, through our platform, you can buy it at $28. What does that mean? That means if you purchase $1,000 worth of Ndau, right? If you purchase $1,000 worth of Ndau, let's do some math here. I'm gonna share my screen with you guys here. Okay, so let's do some math. So let's type. All right, so let's say you purchase $1,000 worth of Ndau, right? Let's divide that by the current value of $28. What does that give you? That gives you 35 coins, right? That's 35 coins, okay? Now, right now, the market value of Ndau is, currently, this is the chart for Ndau. As you guys can see here, the current price is $33. So if you purchase Ndau right now, in this very second, guys, here's what happens. You take this these 35 coins that you will currently own, all right? And we're gonna multiply that by 33.71, which is the current price of Ndau right now, which I'll pull up for you guys, 33.71, all right? So let's enter that and see what we get. 1,179. That means that if you spend $1,000, which is what we put here, if you spend $1,000 of Ndau, then the moment it's deposited to your wallet, you will receive, at the current market value, assuming that you had received it right now in this very second, $1,179. That means you get paid $179 just for putting $1,000 into your Ndau. Guys, this is ridiculous. Now, what if I told you, as you know, with most investments, what if I told you that that particular asset, that you couldn't lose money on it? I know, crazy, right? What if I told you that you cannot lose money on your initial investment? Well, that's true, guys. We have something called a total protection plan. This that you see right here. So we have a total protection plan. Basically what that means is total protection, literally we have a relationship with a company very well known. They've been around for a very long time, and they're called Lloyd's of London. Right? Lloyd's of London is a syndicate partner. They've been around since 1886. So this is a protection plan, not necessarily like insurance. Basically, it's, you find protection plans at like cash registers, like it says here, like cash registers on items like cell phones, electronics, and appliances. So it's just a protection plan that's backed by an insurance, which makes your initial investment 100%. Guys, when was the last time that you could make an investment and not lose money on it? Name how many places. I mean, even on real estate, even on gold, right? What if somebody steals your gold? Even on Bitcoin. What happens if Bitcoin goes down to zero? Then you lose all your money. But with Ndau, it has that protection plan. And the protection plan, which goes all the way up, basically with the protection plan, that means no matter what happens, right? Whether the price of Ndau goes up to the moon or the price of Ndau goes all the way down to hell. Either way, you get, with the total protection plan, all of your initial investment back, at least. So I mentioned two things already so far why it's my favorite coin. Number one, Ndau is the most so far the most aggressive growth that I've seen. It was the only coin that I saw on the market capitalization that actually was going up when all the cryptos were going down. So I mean, there's so many reasons why. So just consider that. All right, so number one is, look at where it was before. It was at $15 only in March. Today is at $33. I just showed you guys that. If you guys want to see it again, I'll show you guys again right here. Current price, $33, guys. I got in when it was all the way over, let's see, I got in when it was right in March. So in March, we're talking about $15 right there. That's when I got in. If you guys been watching the Facebooks, you probably would have saw that. So, and not to mention, guys, I mean, it's gonna, in my opinion, Ndau is gonna increase. Why? Because it's a store of value, and more people putting money in and less people putting money out. And that's what you want when you see an investment. And number two is, like I said, the total protection plan. And number three, what if I told you, or what if I asked you, right? Those of you who are watching right now, how many cryptocurrencies do you own that pay you a dividend? Oh wait, there's only so many cryptocurrencies that actually pay a dividend, and Ndau is it. All right, Ndau actually, with the relationship we have with iGenius, you can't get it on the market. If you get it on the market, like you literally go to the market right here and you purchase it, they're not gonna pay you zero dividend. You'll get the nice growth that you get here, right? But you're not gonna get the dividend. The only way you get the dividend is if you remember with iGenius. So that's like another, just an icing on top. That 15% dividend gets paid to your wallet every year for 3 years. So let's say you bought Ndau when it was at $15, right? And now it's up to 30. Say you had $1,000, now that $1,000, let's say you had $10,000, that $10,000 now is $20,000. Now that $20,000, you're getting paid a 15% dividend on top of that, right? So now we're talking about $3,000 that you get extra in dividend for that year. And then on top of that, another $3,000, and then on top of that, another $3,000 over the next 3 years. That's the dividend paid to your wallet. Crazy. Some of you might be asking me, why, Vinnie? Like, why are you talking so much about this? Very simple reason. The reason I'm talking about this is because it's making me money, because it's doing well for me. And I feel like it's wrong if I don't tell people. If I don't tell anybody something that's working for me, then it's like I'm taking, it's almost as if I'm taking something from somebody if I don't tell somebody something that's working for me. It's like if you found the cure of cancer, right, and you never told a single soul, like, isn't that, how wrong would you feel about that? So a lot of people probably ask me, Vinnie, like, why are you promoting this so heavy? Why are you so hard on Ndau? Reason is because it's making me money. And because it's so simple, it's such a no-brainer. If I don't tell somebody, it's just as good as if I'm taking away from somebody. That's why, guys. So think of that. The only cryptocurrency that was up when all of the markets were down, and there's 10,000 coins. It's also a great store of value. The coin's gone up double since I invested in it back in March. Another reason, it has a 15% dividend that'll pay to your wallet every single year for 3 years, and you can't lose your initial investment. You can't, because it has a full protection plan on it. So those are all of the sort of signs or the points that I have. Guys, that's why I'm so bullish on Ndau. It's not the only coin that I own, but it is one that I am very, very optimistic about, one that I'm seeing results for. So those are, that's my argument for Ndau. Definitely would love to hear you guys' comments below. The last thing is, I did want to mention something else. I did just make the most important enrollment of my life, guys. For the last 5 years that I've been investing in the markets, I've always been telling a person who was very special to me and very important in my life to invest. She wasn't never necessarily ready or felt like she understood enough to be able to take advantage. But based on what she saw, this seemed so simple to her and such a no-brainer, she went for it. And I'll tell you guys, the number one reason that I invest is so that one day I can buy a home for my mom. Is so that one day my mother can really truly live the life on her own terms and be financially free. Because she sacrificed so much to raise me. And guess what, guys? Today, she made that decision and she got herself her own Ndau. So this is the most important day for me. Some would argue maybe it's for her, but really, guys, I just feel totally grateful to be in something like this. And any questions that you guys have, I think I made it pretty self-explanatory. Feel free to comment below. With that said, this is Vinnie, 8-Figure Vision, signing out. Talk to you guys in the next video.